Good morning. Welcome back to the cult. We're talking to Kurt, and he's going to tell us all about Pepe Mints, latest piece of his empire over at Sugandee's token. Morning, Kurt. How's your day going so
Hi.
far?
Great. How are you?
Wonderful. Another day in proto paradise.
For sure.
So, tell me about Pepe Mints, sir.
Sure. Should I share my screen or?
Yes, please.
Sure. I will go ahead and do that. So I will share my whole screen. So here we are.
Don't forget to turn off the porn, please.
Right. Gotcha.
I keep forgetting.
I just turned it off.
I keep forgetting you have that massive. You use a widescreen. Well, how wide do you use?
It's a Samsung G9, so I think it's 5120 by 14 something. But anyway,
yes, sorry.
Something like that, yeah. But anyway, so this is Pepe Mints. So you see we have right here the landing page, and we're typing out all the people for whom Pepe Mints is. It's for literally anyone. You can see right there. Basically what it is so it's an auction coin combined with the concept of liquidity. So basically it takes the concept of an auction coin, but it eliminates the dividends. So we don't give away USDT to stakers anymore. Instead, we have basically a buyback daily. So the energy, the resources of the lobby, they go into just a buyback that, gives people a better token price. And so I actually wrote, I guess, a Medium article about this where we actually went over sort of the concept of the fact that this type of lobby can be superior, in my opinion, to giving away USDT dividends because it supports the token price, and sort of investors generally relate to the concept of a token price, and I guess so in Farmerland we have an auction lobby, but the stakers receive not a tokens to buy back every day. They don't get their stake tokens back until the end of the stake, but they get USDT dividends. But so why is that a problem? Well, there's nothing really that's supporting the price because all the resources of the lobby go to the dividends. It's all dependent on investors to keep investing so that they can get the dividends. And sometimes, as we've seen, the message sort of has problem getting through. And so we have the Farmerland lobby, and, you can see the slope of how many, here. This is the lobby graph, and you can see. So, there is this base number of people here in Farmerland who understand the dividend formula, and they understand, okay, if I bid this much, I can get this much in dividends. But then you see it tends to peter out. But we think that people relate to the concept of the token price more, and also the Whales Candy formula, so the project we forked is called Whales Candy, doesn't give you the auction tokens right away. So in Farmerland, when you bid in the auction, you get the tokens right away. In Whales Candy and in Pepe Mints, you get the tokens staked. And in Pepe Mints, we're going to give them at 1.2% a day for 150 days. And so if you want to participate in the Pepe Mints pre-sale, which is going on now, you can actually just go to pepemints.vip/presale. And so that, again, that's pepemints.vip/presale. So we have an allocation of 50,000 Pepe Mints and a hard cap of 250 BNB. And you see it's going on for the next day and a half. 1 day and 3 hours. So it ends 5 p.m. Eastern, 9 GMT, 9 p.m. GMT tomorrow. So the pre-sale ends May 3rd, 9 p.m. GMT. And so again, so we actually have, so to boot it off, we have a unique pre-sale formula for us. So this didn't appear in Whales Candy. This is actually forked from MMF. So like you've heard of MMF, right?
No.
You haven't?
No.
So Mad Meerkat Finance?
No, I have not.
Okay, so just in case anybody hasn't heard of Mad Meerkat Finance, they're a DEX that started out, I guess, on Kronos, and they have launched on several other networks such as Polygon and most recently Arbitrum.
That explains it. I don't play on Kronos.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they were big on Kronos for a long time. And so they established a very solid sort of pre-sale formula, which was overflow. So the principle of this pre-sale is overflow. If we go over, if we undersell the limit, then just everybody who contributes gets divided up these Pepe Mints, and they all get staked. So you don't get them right away. You get them emitted at 1.2% per 150 days. Now, if we oversell, people get a proportional refund. So, if we raise 500 BNB and the limit is 250, everybody gets half their BNB back. And then they would get Pepe Mints at 200 Pepe Mints per BNB, which is the max price that we're going up to with the hard cap. So then one sort of unique twist that we are adding to this formula is that we are saying that if we go over the hard cap, then the price will be determined by the amount of BNB committed. So, like, for example, we have examples in our docs right here. So if we go over by 10x, then we'll launch the token at 10x. So the liquidity would launch with 100 BNB, 150 BNB plus only 3,000 Pepe Mints for a price of 20 Pepe Mints per BNB. So that means, people could get 10x yield on their first day on that 1.2% of tokens that's emitted. So, that would make it like a really lucrative pre-sale. And so
Can I interrupt for 1 second? I'm still trying to, I'm slow, man. I'm slow. So I'm trying to wrap my head around it, right? So this is a mix of Farmerland, but instead of getting all your tokens at once, right? Which you stake for USDT, and that drives down the liquidity. You're skipping the USDT altogether. You're saying the value is in the for example, the wheat token itself, and you're dripping that you're dripping that out, right? And
right.
So in this case, then there'll be a liquidity pool for that token, right? As opposed to Farmerland. That's the only part I'm trying to get in my head.
Yes. So Farmerland actually has no LP. So I know that most tokens sort of rally around that concept of like token price and market cap, but Farmerland has only sort of implied prices by OTC transactions and auction lobby totals. So we can get prices for Farmerland, but that's not an LP price. And so we can't really market that as a price because users can't sell for that. But with the LP price, users can always sell for that. There will be no sell tax in Pepe Mints, and yes, there will be an LP pair on PancakeSwap. So yeah, that's a big difference.
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's kind of like one of the little pieces I need before I understand the rest of it.
Oh, right. So, just the principles of Pepe Mints, basically. There's the auction, which provides resources to do buybacks and liquidity support. And so sort of you might ask sort of what's the formula? Well, we are going to take 80% of the auction lobby BNB and do liquidity and price support of the Pepe Mints token. So what is that? Well, first we add the 80% as BNB, and then we remove a percentage of existing liquidity and then max buy Pepe Mints token with what we remove. So there's the there's two steps. First step, the 80% goes to liquidity. Step 2 is a percentage of the liquidity comes out, and then Pepe token gets max bought. Pepe Mints token gets max bought. So that's what happens with 80% of the lobby BNB. Then sort of 12.5% sort of is the amount where that used to be like a 30% fee for the dev. So, I mean, I don't want to talk badly about any other projects, but so Whales Candy has a 30% fee on the lobby for the dev. And I guess so certain days of the week, they're now doing a buyback with that money too, but that's kind of weird, like a lot, I guess so. But it's a really big fee. So we have just said, okay, instead of a 30% fee on the lobby, we're going to take 12.5% of what comes into the lobby and put it in a passive income generation program for which the house gets a 33% performance fee. And then we'll discuss that more later. But then 5% go to weekly buybacks and 2.5% to a big buy contest, which is even the first day. So 2.5% of what comes in goes to the biggest buyer. And then 30% of the total that's in the pot. And then there's a contest every day where you have to beat the record. And if nobody beats the record, then the record goes down by 10% the next day. And then every time somebody beats the record, 30% comes out to that person. So that's the big buy contest. Weekly buybacks are, so once a week, it buys back a percentage of PepeMints token and a percentage of a partner token. So that partner token, it's currently 80% PepeMints token and 20% USDT for the team, but then the team can do whatever we want with it. We could use it for development, but we could also buy back with that other 1% of the lobby. So that's not really a fee. It's for either, for the benefit of the project, really. So, but that 1%, so I guess, that 5% is divided 80-20 between Pepe Mints and then USDT for the team. But then, so about the passive income generation. So we actually have bots that we run on my VPS. We have them running, but that takes, I guess, a few seconds to render the images on. But you see, so we actually have the Farmerland passive income sort of program currently operating, and it's bringing in like really good income, actually. So we have the ability to, get pretty consistent returns at this point. So with the Farmerland passive income investment program, this is the spreadsheet, and it's available through, our Medium article has a link to it. We also have links to it on our docs. But we actually got, some varying results with a lot of things, but some things that we have going now are really good. So we have a couple of different bot schemes that we currently lately have been pulling out about 1K per week on a 35K investment from one. And then this other one, we have 16,000 in, and we have pulled in anywhere from like $300 to $1,000 per month. So that one is slower, but we're probably going to do mostly these copy bots, so this scheme right here has been making like $1,000 a week on 35K. And so we have some pretty good botting methods at our disposal. We run them on brokers where we can bring our own broker to the bot. So the bot is available for any account that runs that MetaTrader 4 platform. And so we will have passive income coming in to sustain the Pepe Mints project through that passive income generation program. So that's where the lobby fees go. So then essentially what it boils down to is once a day, new tokens are issued to the auction, people who bid in the auction. And also there is once a day a large buyback, and also once a week a large buyback. And so the idea is you get 180% in tokens, and that basically the idea is to ROI. Like, so we also have changed a lot of other things from Whales Candy. So we have a whole change doc right here, which Whales Candy actually has no ability to change the number of tokens available in the auction lobby. So they have basically 2 million tokens a day permanently. But we have the ability to change both the amount in the next lobby and the percent per day decrease. And we're currently decreasing it by 1.5% per day. And so, we have the ability to do more than just turn on and off the auction lobby, which is a very jarring experience for users. We can just set the auction lobby to a different amount that is then more appropriate than, whatever we have it at. So we have the ability to really not have supply hyperinflation. So we do not necessarily increase the supply linearly. We can actually taper it off much more easily. And then we also sort of have more configurability of the amount of liquidity we remove per day. So I think that's actually under, here. So the amount of liquidity for daily removal, we have changed the default from 4% to 5%, but also I believe in Whales Candy, the limit is 4%. And so we have made it so we can do up to 25% per day. So we have it set so that the admin has a lot of control over sort of how to control the price of the token. Because so we're emitting, 1.2% of the stake Pepe Mints per day, but then we are taking the auction lobby amount, 80% of it, and putting it into the liquidity that's there. So we just add liquidity with 80%. And then we remove a percentage of the existing liquidity. And that amount, we could raise it. So if we notice the price going down on a certain day, we could raise the percentage. So we could take out 10% one day and then do a daily buyback. So basically, if we're willing to burn some liquidity, we can boost the price using this method a lot more than Whales Candy can. So we also have some other pretty major contract changes. I've already gone over the amount, but so we are the first auction lobby token that doesn't have a direct dev fee. I think almost all of them have taken at least 5%. So Whales Candy also had a 2 USDC sort of reward claim fee, which they charge people, I guess, 2 USDC per week per stake to harvest and claim rewards. And so we've actually eliminated that. So we figure, this other contract takes a 30% fee from the lobby. So we're instead going to take 5% of the BNB from the lobby and put it towards this weekly buyback fund instead of using a 2 USDC reward claim fee for users. And I mean, I could say more about a 2 USDC reward claim fee, but it makes stakes, not viable after a certain point. I'll just say that, people aren't going to be happy when they have to pay $100 to harvest a stake they never harvested for a year or whatever. Anyway, have you heard of progressive and regressive taxes, Mr. Tiamat?
Yes.
So I would say that a 2 USD reward claim is a very regressive tax in that. So a regressive tax is one that penalizes the poor, and a progressive tax is one that taxes the rich more, like a whale tax. Mm-hmm. So a 2 USDC reward claim is like a tax on being poor. Like it makes poor people's stakes worthless faster than rich people's stakes. Anyway, we have the overflow presale contract, which I already went over. And again, if you want to do the presale, it's pepemints.vip/presale. It's right over here.
This is on, okay. My question was answered. I was going to ask which chain.
It's BNB chain. Yeah. Which I guess it's no longer BSC. It's called BNB chain now or something. Yeah, I believe it is. It's been officially rebranded to BNB chain. But at any rate, so we did a trick, which is, so we reduced the amount of tokens in the lobby available by about 20%. So we're using 16,420 instead of 20,000 or 2 million from Whales Candy, but we're releasing 1.2% a day. So actually what you get is almost the same amount of tokens. It's just kind of like a numbers game. We just get to think that people will feel better thinking that they have 1.2% of the principal, even though the amount that they start off with is about 20% less. Anyway, so you get 1.2% per day, and that lasts 150 days. Also, so Whales Candy doesn't have the ability to change user referrer at all. Like, the first referrer you enter just sticks forever. And I guess sort of some older farm referral codes are that way. But so now our code allows you to not only change user refer, but so we now use the address convention as the ref code. And so that we feel that's better than like an app generated code, which you can lose. So we have a 50% bonus now on the reinvest function. So we noticed that, it's hard to get people to reinvest, but for those who want to, so you can get a 50% bonus. That means that for the amount you put in, you would then go up to getting 1.8% per day. But, of course, you don't claim the amount available. You start it in a new stake with just 50% bonus tokens starting for 150 days at 1.2%. So that's what the reinvest function does. It just starts a new stake. But we have reinvest all. So I think maybe this is an old version, but so we have a reinvest all and a harvest all function for a range of stake IDs now. So that's actually really helpful, because so that helps us minimize the number of new stakes. Like, so if you have a bunch of stakes, you'll be able to reinvest from all the stakes you can see on a page, or you'll be able to harvest from all the stakes you can see on a page, all without paying a fee. So it'll be much more convenient from the user standpoint. And we do all that on the contract level. It won't be like one gas transaction per harvest. You'll be able to harvest it all in one gas transaction. So that's good. Wow. We added a 1% referee bonus. So a referrer bonus is different. So a referrer bonus is 5%, and that's the same as Whales Candy. So that's if you enter someone's referral code, they get 5%. Now, if you enter a referral, you also get 1%. So the referee, the person who is referred, gets 1%. Also, not unlike Whales Candy, so tokens purchased using the discounted buy and stake function trigger referrals. So the way this token works is, so you can't buy normally on PancakeSwap. You just can't. Instead of buying, there's an 80% buy tax on PancakeSwap. Ha ha ha. And instead of that, you have to go into the daily auction and then get stakes for 1.2% a day. And the reason for that is to prevent a big supply from hitting the market, of course. So if people can't get any Pepe Mints any untaxed way except for by staking it. But so this discounted buy and stake avoids that 80% buy tax on PancakeSwap, but instead it pays the normal lobby fees and it instantly stakes your Pepe Mints. So you don't get it all at once. You get it 1.2% a day for 150 days. And that's how it helps the tokenomics by preventing a large supply from entering hands at once. So then the number of tokens available in the auction lobby, again, we're decreasing it. And also that percent decrease is settable by admin. We also have lots of other things. So we have an additional partner token slot. So if we find, a partner, we can actually divide the partner token buys up 3 ways instead of 2. Also, so we made some anti-rug changes to the pre-sale contract. Everybody, please don't contribute to pre-sales without really trusting what you're doing. Because especially if someone is running an overflow pre-sale. So actually we checked the contract that we forked from, and that contract actually allowed the team to withdraw all the BNB. Not just what they're supposed to take, but all the overflow BNB as well. So we changed it so we have a tracking variable that doesn't allow us to withdraw more BNB than we're entitled to by the rules, the hard cap only. Also, so we have it so the presale contract automatically creates stakes. So again, when you do the presale, this is going to be different from our previous presales. So we basically we have learned a lesson from our previous presales, and it's not really productive to give people all their presale tokens at once. We have learned. And so the presale contract automatically stakes it for you. So the transaction where you claim your overflowed BNB also stakes your Pepe Mints that you bought. So it automatically does that. So we've also done, a few other things, but basically what it boils down to is we improved the contracts, and so we have redone the formula so that we feel that it's a lot more fair to the community, basically. So whereas Whales Candy is taking out 30% of the lobby fee for the dev fee, we are doing, only a passive income generation with 12.5%, and then all the rest goes directly, back to either a big buyer, weekly buybacks, or liquidity and price support. So I guess I've been talking for a while. What do you think?
I think you've been studying Apple for a long time, sir. I think you've been studying Apple too much. Apple, yes.
Why?
The impression I get from you, we've talked 3 times now, I think 3 or 4 times now. But every time I talk to you, it feels like you find the things that are working, you fix what's not. And it's kind of like when Apple does what the hell is what's a good example of something that everybody else did first, and then they come in and do it right? What's a good example of that? Maybe the airdrop thing. Android had that forever, where you could share stuff like that, but they came in and they made that shit simple and easy, and they thought about it. They reworked it. That's kind of what I think of you and your ecosystem. You keep on. You do too much thinking, sir. That's what I'm saying. But I guess that's a good thing.
Right. Well, so I guess we definitely had to, because one thing that we can do is perhaps, if this is successful, if the community tells us, that yes, this token liquidity lobby idea is a good thing, we can also reboot Farmerland in the concept of this token liquidity concept. So, I guess so. Everybody, well, some people might know we also have a P2E game called Farmerland, farmerland.gg, which has a USDT lobby on the Arbitrum network, a daily lobby. And so, in Farmerland, everything is working well. The contracts are good. People are happy with, the yield they're making, staking NFTs, which, it's based on an NFT system. It's just that, with all of the dividends from the lobby going into USDT for stakers, there's just not enough, wheat being bought back and burned. And now wheat becomes, too inflationary without us basically directing the energy of the lobby into buybacks. But so Pepe Mints is envisioned as like the cure to this. So we are hoping that when we have the auction lobby token, the auction lobby BNB going into basically a price chart, that people will relate to that more, and that people will like getting the natural harvest every day. So with the Pepe Mints harvests, they come, whenever you want. It's based on the number of seconds. So we hope that people will enjoy these mechanics more. And, basically Whales Candy came along and people decided they did like that. And so we believe that it does have the potential to work definitely sort of better than a dividend lobby system did. But we're going to find out. And again, if you want to participate in the pre-sale, go to pepemints.vip/presale.
Wow. I had 7 questions, sir. I had 7 questions. And you answered all of them already.
Dang.
Now, what the hell am I supposed to ask? Hold on. Let me think. Okay, hold on. Okay, number 7 is kind of applicable. It's can you give us an idea of what the future holds for Pepe Mints? Any plans for additional features or projects related to the protocol? That's kind of, you sort of answered that.
Right.
Taking my fucking thunder, but still, please.
Well, so the thing about our projects is, they are all related. We can gain basically users through our ecosystem. Plus, we have a strong possibility in the near future of releasing a DEX on the BNB network. And so that would provide right. And so we're just waiting for the audit back from PeckShield on Janus to launch it. But we have a good chance of launching a DEX on BNB network, which would then provide, an additional farm. Where people could provide additional liquidity, Pepe Mints BNB, and then get a farming yield from it. So, we can really support the project that way, if you can farm using Pepe Mints and BNB. Also, there is a 10% token mint for the team, which means so we can use those tokens to gain partnerships. And I mean, so we can gain emissions and perhaps have Pepe Mints be stakeable elsewhere. Also, we can connect it to perhaps another meme token that we could launch. So we could have it bridgeable to Ethereum network and serve as like a meme token on Ethereum network. Because so I know that when we launch a meme token with liquidity on Ethereum network, that can also gain lots of buyers. There just happens to be a very, very, very huge market for meme tokens on Ethereum network. And so it also, we have the ability to create like, a one-click bridge. So we have the ability to put this token on Ethereum network as well, which we could, definitely see benefits from.
Rewind for me a little bit. How would that work? So you have everything on BSC. You launch a meme token. How would normally when things are cross-chain, they share liquidity a certain way. How would you achieve that? I'm not understanding how that would work together. The two different mechanics.
So basically, the version on Ethereum network would be just a simple ERC20 token with no minting ability. So that basically the only tokens that came into the supply would have to be bridged from BSC network. So basically, BSC in that situation, the BSC contract would be set up as the only authorized minter of new supply, and then we could bridge supply, at which point Ethereum tokens could be minted. But then the minting of Ethereum tokens would be dependent on people to bridge from the BSC side.
Ooh, okay, I get it. Thank you.
Something like that would set up, basically a liquidity funnel, basically giving liquidity to BSC holders, because only a certain amount would be let in from the BSC side to the Ethereum side at a time.
Right.
And then it would be minted to the person who transfers it.
And that wouldn't have any other 80% buyback tax on the BSC side.
No, on Ethereum, we would launch it with just no tax.
No tax, no buy, no sell, nothing.
But yeah, so we've seen recently with the Pepe token that no buy and no sell tax works. Like, people generally prefer that.
Who'd have thought it? People don't like taxes? No way.
Right. And so I guess one of the problems previously with meme tokens has been no tax means you can get sandwich traded by MEV botters. But so then I guess they now have routers like CowSwap or whatever, or like CowSwap RPC, which like doesn't let in MEV botters, they say. So there are ways around getting sandwich traded. And also you can say
Jared from Subway is having a field day.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so it seems like you thought about that. What are you gonna do? What have you any plans to counter that?
Right. So then there are basically, from what we have seen, we can have people use a router or an RPC that doesn't allow stuff like that. And also, building up the liquidity slowly so that we can, build up with smaller transactions. Basically, we also have the option of launching with a buy and sell tax, if we don't want that to happen.
Mm-hmm. And as usual with all your projects, you're the one in charge. You're the one in control of all the liquidity.
Oh, well, in the case of the meme token, liquidity would be burned. But so then for Pepe Mints, liquidity is going to the contract. So what we do is we add the initial liquidity at whatever price from the presale, and then it goes into the contract. And then the contract basically reads its balance of the LP token, and it takes out a certain percentage every day and buys back tokens after adding the lobby amount as liquidity.
Okay.
So the house, like my admin address, cannot withdraw liquidity, after we initially send it in. It's burned as far as, going into the contract. The contract holds it.
What if something bad happens? Is there a way to migrate the liquidity? I'm sure you've thought about it, but God forbid.
Well, so the house actually starts out with infinite minting ability. So we will make sure that things are okay before we fully renounce the contracts, because we have to be able to add people's stakes at the very beginning, etc. And we've already run, lots of tests. But so we are going to use that initial period when we're adding people's stakes to basically test out everything in the contract and make sure it works. But then so during that time, if we find any problem with the contract and we have already added liquidity, but we still have minting ability, we can extract it that way. Also, we have the ability to just turn the lobby off and tell people to claim. So, we did have a bug in the first version of Farmerland, and so we just basically turned the lobby off and told people just to claim. And so, if we do have some bug in the contract that requires us to reboot or something, in the past, what we have done is give users all their accumulated benefits, plus then restart with a new contract and, seed the new lobby with like house funds. That's what we did before. So that's an option. Also, if we manage to fix the situation, if we discover a bug and we manage to notice, after we send liquidity in, we can extract it by minting tokens. Then sort of if we renounce, then it would be up to users to harvest their way out of it.
Pretty cool. Very cool. Okay. Vina has a question. With the change of the 100-day auto stake to 150-day auto stake, are you concerned that there will be less of a desire to commit to 50 more days?
Well, we reduced it from 360 days in Whales Candy to 100 days. And so really for me, it was the opposite. Like my concern was that maybe that was too short, but also we went from 1.5% a day to 1.2% a day. And we went from 100 to 150 days. So actually, when we changed from 100 days total to 150 days total, we raised the total yield from 150 to 180%. So with that change of 100 to 150 days, you get an extra 30% yield. But, either way, it's shorter than 360 days. So I guess that's what I would say to reassure you.
You're thinking the opposite. I like it. Okay. Let's see. There's one from FJ. You've already answered this kind of, but is there an inflation mechanism as well, and will that help control it and keep it sustainable for when claims are starting to get more than deposits?
Claims are in Pepe Mints and deposits are in BNB. So you're right. So it is somewhat inflationary, I guess, by its nature, because so you bid for Pepe Mints in an auction and then you get 180% in 150 days. So we have a mechanism that decreases the amount of auction tokens available in the lobby by 1.5% a day. So that amount that's available in the lobby each day going down by 1.5% actually ultimately puts a cap on the amount of tokens that will exist. And then so the amount of lobby tokens each day can be reset by admin, and also the amount of decrease per day can be reset by admin. So actually, we do have a mechanism to control the total amount of tokens coming out, although sort of it does have a nature where at first a very, very, very small number of tokens is coming out, and then, after many days have passed, a higher percentage of a day's lobby will be coming out per day. But the changing 360 days of emission to 150 also helps us. So in these protocols, you don't get your stake back out when you finish your claim. Like after the 150 days, your stake is gone, but you claim for only 150 days in Pepe Mints, whereas in Whales Candy, you claim for 360. So ultimately, as we go through months and months in the protocol, we equilibrate to a lower amount of tokens circulating. A big part of it is the 1.5% per day decrease, but also the stakes lasting only 150 days instead of 360 definitely matters.
Very interesting. Okay.
And also, of course, so the whole buyback thing, when people put BNB into the lobby, 80% of it goes to daily buybacks, 5% to weekly buybacks, and 12.5% to passive income investment that mostly ends up doing buybacks. So what do the buybacks do? Well, they remove Pepe Mints from the market and burn it. Okay, so that's also a thing where so we have a really high percentage of the funds coming into the project going to burn Pepe Mints. And then there's also the fact that so with I guess with Pepe Mints we have the daily source of burn, also the weekly source of burn, and that's all proportional to basically community interest. Basically, ultimately, we have to sustain interest in the lobby, and so we feel that we can do so based on a price better than we can based on accumulating dividends. I guess we've seen in the past, accumulating dividends is somewhat marketable, but it is easier to get people to relate to a very flat, a concept of percent yield per day in terms of a token price. So we feel that people will be able to relate to that more. In terms of, how do we stabilize things when there's more going out than coming in? We can actually fully reset the amount that's in the lobby. So I guess we can try doing it that way. Also, if we have the discounted buy and stake function, which basically gives people more than one way to buy. So because our discounted buy and stake function is a better deal, we feel that people will be more likely to use it, and therefore, the price will have some way of going up besides the regular buybacks. And that's really, something that people could get behind, I think, is, basically trying to find a way to improve the intrinsic motivation structure. Basically, I think a big problem is that 30% lobby fee, because so what people want to do is basically get a percent yield per day. Everyone relates to that. So everybody seems to be harvesting the 1% per day. And then there is that looping phenomenon where people take their harvest and put it back in. But then so small harvests are not viable because of the 2 USDC fee. And then the creator gets 30%. And I know they buy back on certain days with it, but the creator gets 30%, and that sort of engenders sort of animosity. So what we have done is we take the 30% creator fee and we actually make it 0. And so we feel that this is a part of sort of the deflationary nature. We want to make sure that it's deflationary. So how do we do it? We dedicate more resources to buying back and getting rid of the Pepe Mints tokens if in the event that they're dumped. 80% instead of 70% goes towards liquidity and price support, 12.5% passive income generation, and 5% weekly buybacks with a 2.5% big buy contest. So again, I guess if you want to participate, go to pepemints.vip and do the pre-sale. We have an overflow pre-sale. So if we go over 250 BNB, you will not receive your whole hard cap contribution. If we go over the hard cap, you will receive a partial BNB refund. And also, buyers can increase the launch price by bidding more. That's a mechanic that we've introduced. So anyway, the pre-sale is going on until tomorrow, May 3rd at 9 p.m. GMT. And yeah, and then the token launches right after that.
Anybody need a kidney before tomorrow night?
What?
Let me know. I was asking if somebody needed a kidney before tomorrow night.
Oh, right.
Me.
Sure.
Never mind. My jokes are really not working today.
I just didn't understand you.
Nobody does, sir.
Okay.
So I've unmuted most people. You can unmute yourself to ask a question if you'd like. I think, what's his name?
Hey guys.
Mr. B had a question.
Yeah. I'm audible.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Thanks so much. So my question is, how about if Priscilla stake late? Are they going to receive full credit for the missed time? And also, would there be any maintenance fee on the stake rewards?
Credit for missed time. Well, so when you actually that's a good question, because so if you participate in the pre-sale, then you have to press this button, stake Pepe Mints and claim refund PNB. And then that actually stakes your Pepe Mints. And so there's a possibility that the user could press this button after the protocol starts, 2 days into when they're supposed to get rewards. Okay, what happens then? Actually, if you do this during the pre-sale, if you buy and then you stake after the protocol starts, you get credit. You get a harvest that dates back to the start time. So we actually thought of that, and we can also set a user stake to begin at a certain time. So yeah, we can take care of that. Basically, if you stake your pre-sale Pepe Mints after the protocol begins, you still get your rewards.
All right, man. That was a really great answer. Great presentation so far. Thanks, bro.
Oh, thank you.
Any other questions, sir? That was a good one.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Who is speaking? Nonzo. Go
Hello.
ahead, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, so it's a nice project you have here. So I was just checking through the website, your white paper, and I saw the part where it says that some of the raised amount in the auction lobby will be used for buyback and burning, and then the other will be used to purchase partner tokens. So I'm interested at that point because it's not stated that the partner tokens to be purchased is USDT. So I was thinking that there will be an aspect whereby the funds will be used to purchase, other promising projects, and the profit made from there can be distributed to the investors in your project or can be used in development. But in the white paper, it stated that those partner funds will be used to purchase USDT. So I just need you to emphasize on that. Tell me why USDT.
That's a good question also. So basically, the contract we forked, Whales Candy, buys back and burns drip. And so we don't really have a sponsorship from drip. So we basically have a partner token slot and we needed something to do with it. And so we decided to make that USDC that goes to the team. So what it ends up as is 20% of 5%. So 1% of all the funds that come into all the lobby are going to purchase USDT that goes to the team. Then what will we do with it? Well, so we have options. We could use it for development for Pepe Mints or any other things that will support it, or we could put it back into the protocol. Like we could just do a direct buyback with it. So we'll basically see what the market sentiment is and decide accordingly. But there's a pretty decent probability that 20% of USDT would end up being used for buybacks so we have the ability to just not do USDT buybacks as well. So we can set the percentages of Pepe Mints, USDT, and a third partner token. And currently we don't have a third partner token. So we can actually turn that USDT harvest to the house off if we want, which seems, somewhat likely. But then the amount we're talking about for that weekly buyback fund is 5% of the lobby. So 5% of the lobby comes into the weekly buyback fund, and that fund purchases 80% Pepe Mints and 20% USDT.
All right, I got that. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Can we stay on that subject a little bit more? Let's talk about possible plans for that money and all the external revenue. I know you've got something planned. Give me some spoilers, Frank. Give me some spoilers. I know it.
Well,
I know
right. So the external revenue is going to be done in an assortment of bots. And so I actually showed a VPS that was running some of them earlier. And, we actually have some pretty good results so far with bots. And so we feel that they're getting safer. And, we have one particular botting strategy called Euroslut, which has been paying, we have been withdrawing about $1,000 a week in profit on a 35K investment for several weeks now. And it's been going, pretty well. So at the beginning of when we tried it, it was people were still getting their safety. People were still getting the handle on what is a safe account size. So, overall, our passive income for Farmerland investments, we're up 10% so far overall. But these things, other than what we're using, some of them weren't very good. The strategy that we are going to use for Pepe Mints for passive income is doing very well. And I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with it, more impressed than I've been with any other bot that I've used. Personally, so in terms of my personal journey or whatever, I've been doing, bot trading for at least since last November, I guess, since we decided that we were going to make it part of Farmerland. So I guess in the months that I've been doing it, I've gotten better at it. And so I think we are pretty well decided on how we are going to allocate for the Pepe Mints passive investment program. And we think we're going to do pretty well on it. If people give us the funds to play around with, we think we can get very good returns. Also, so then there is going to be a DEX soon. So our team has a DEX code in audit with PeckShield right now. And it's called Arbitrum Janus DEX. And we're going to launch it on Arbitrum first, but then there is a possibility of bringing it to BNB. And then so if we do that, we can just create a Pepe Mints BNB farm and then, incentivize that with token emissions. So that will be really good when it happens.
The thing I like about the way you're doing bots is it's not the reason for the project. It's not what's bringing the income in. It's just, oh, by the way, we're doing this too, and it's kicking ass. I like that. All these other projects that are centering everything around their bots, promising all these crazy, unrealizable things. You're over here saying, hey, here, look at all this other shit, and by the way, we're doing the bots thing too, and it's winning. I like that. That's cool.
Right.
Is there any plans to expand beyond bots? I can't remember the acronym now, but there's this whole new rage of real world investments. Any plans on that?
You mean, real world? You mean like real yield?
In real life investments in businesses.
Are you talking about the sex doll rental thing?
Sure. Are you going to set up like a franchise of sex doll locations and bring that money back?
Well, we could have on-premises locations, but we could just have rental. We could have white glove delivery. That would be nice.
I talked to somebody recently who was he had a fleet of Turo vehicles. That's what he put the investment funds into. Bought a fleet of cars, does the Turo thing, and then brings that money back into crypto. I think that's what I was asking. If you have any plans on, that's an arbitrary. example, but do you have any plans on something similar to that? I think that was the question.
So I think we're planning to link it with more crypto businesses. Usually that type of thing is more plausible. So usually when you get involved in sort of real life stories, a lot of those can actually turn out to be Ponzi schemes. But at any rate, I think that we're going to be relating it mostly to other sort of crypto releases, other sort of token projects or apps.
Okay. Anybody else in the room? You guys should all be unmuted. Feel free to ask questions. There's a couple people that just joined. I'm gonna unmute them now.
Yeah. So can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. The moon. The question you asked was, what's the relation? It's the same team, my friend. So that's why I didn't. Do you have a different question?
Okay. Me.
You're breaking up, my friend.
I think
Yeah.
it's lagging a little.
My question is, how many percent of the tokens is going to be locked, and how many will be bonds? Can you tell us on how the token is going to be splitted?
He's already covered that, but I don't know if you want to cover that again, sir.
Yeah, I mean, so as far as circulating supply at launch, that'll be 20,000 tokens or less. So that's how the liquidity formula works out. So that's the amount that will be sort of publicly accessible at launch. And then how much is locked? That would be all that's staked. So if you go over to the tokenomics, you will see that we have circulating at launch liquid. So then that's how much we add as liquidity. Then we will have the pre-sale, which is 50,000 Pepe Mints, which will all be staked. That will all be unlocking at 1.2% per day. And then we have some promotional and swap, which is all staked. So other than the 20,000 Pepe Mints for liquidity, we don't release anything at launch. And then the auction tokens get staked at 16,420 per day, counting downwards. So then how will tokens be burned? How many tokens will be burned? We can't actually say how many tokens we will burn, but we can tell you all of the resources that will go into burning the tokens, which will be this 80%. And then plus, the profits from passive income generation and weekly buybacks. So we can actually configure how many tokens get burned by changing the percent that gets removed and used for price support every day. So that can change how much gets burned.
So thanks for the great answer.
You're welcome.
So
Yeah. So question for you guys is almost every investor holds up.
Yeah, you're rugging us, buddy.
So almost every investor holds a token for a short term without understanding the long term value. So how can you ensure for holding this token is more beneficial for a long term? And what's your plan to increase demand and scarcity of your token out there? Thank you.
So for long-term holding, basically people don't get a choice. So they have to hold because they only get tokens at 1.2% a day for 150 days. But then so why reinvest? So basically the long-term holding option is the reinvest button. And so for that, we give you a bonus 50%. So what are the positive prospects of the project? I think we've already gone over that. Like, why would people want to keep on going? Well, we don't take as much out as other lobbies, and also we think we can sustain interest with further incentivization via things like our new decks and a farm for Pepe Mints.
Okay. I think Leo Castillo.
Yeah, that was great. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
You can also just rewind. I'll post the video soon, so you can just rewind it. He talked about all that in the beginning. I think Leo Castillo.
Yeah. Hey guys, what's up?
What's going on, my friend?
Yeah, cool man. So actually, yeah. So you mentioned you will be having a game, right? Am I correct?
A game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in your game you'll be having. So are you planning on implementing a system whereby two players they can play against each other with different blockchain?
We already have the game mostly released. It's farmerland.gg, but so we actually, the gameplay is mostly like idle yield farming, but it's like a different kind of gameplay. It's not PvP. But anyway, if you want to play Pepe Mints, just remember the presale is going on now. It's pepemints.vip/presale. The public presale is going on for 1 day and 2 hours more, and the hard cap is 250 BNB. I guess so. These are all games, technically. They all use game theory, I guess. And really sort of P2E games, in theory, in my opinion anyway, are mostly like overglorified yield farming. It's like, you usually end up getting some kind of harvest from it by completing some actions. And that's what P2E gaming and yield farming both boil down to in the end. So I would sort of call them almost one and the same. Most gameplay in crypto sort of games is not the greatest.
I think
All right, man.
Emmanuel wanted to ask you something. Are you
Yep.
still with us?
So, yep, sure. I'm here. So, you got a great project. I want to give you that credit. I'm listening to you. Like, you got a lot of things you're talking about. That's like really intriguing. I wanted to know about the referral. I learned you spoke about, I know referral is very important because it goes into helping the community to grow. So if people go into this referral, um, the claiming of the rewards, is it going to be separate from um, adding that 1% reward to maybe the stakes, or are they going to claim it like separately, something?
Okay, so and this is carried over from Whales Candy, if users claim their referral rewards, it actually creates a new stake with those rewards in it. So you don't get your referral rewards in bulk, just like with everything else. You get your referral rewards emitted at 1.2% per day for 150 days. The amount of the referral reward is 5% for the referrer and 1% for the person who uses the code.
That's really amazing. Great job.
I like
Thanks.
That's pretty. You got. It's such a mystery. You got an answer for everything, dude. It's so annoying. You'd be like an annoying brother. I can imagine.
You imagine correctly, sir.
Like my jokes are dying today, man. They're just like dead.
And yeah, thanks for everybody for coming. It looks like we have a lot of people. Any other questions?
Yeah, everybody's unmuted. Feel free to. Not
Hello,
everybody.
can you hear me?
I'm gonna. Yes. Who is speaking?
It's Abdul.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. We all know that many meme tokens are already available, and they are playing a big role in this crypto space. For example, Doge. So, how PepeMints is unique and better than other meme projects? And secondly, how do you see your project in next 2 to 3 years?
What was the first part?
He says there's a lot of meme tokens. How is yours going to be set apart?
Oh, so while Pepe Mints is a meme token, it is also sort of this DeFi experiment with staking and lobby. So I would call it sort of not really a pure meme token. It really does have a lot of unique aspects, but sort of, I would say I would not really put us on the exact same playing field as other meme tokens. I do agree that the general meme token space has not a lot of differentiation, but I don't think there are really any other projects that are exactly like Pepe Mints. I would say there's Whales Candy, and then there's us, which is like an improvement of Whales Candy, and then you can't really compare anything else besides other auction lobby systems are different because they usually employ dividends.
What do you think? What do you think? Looking at all the meme coins right now, what do you think is making them successful? Like, because it looks like you do. We can tell that you do a shitload of research. You probably have you spend your entire day looking at the market, trying to figure out what's working, what's not working, and trying to figure out how to improve it. So tell me, have you figured out that secret sauce yet? Do you know? What do you think makes meme coin work, in your opinion, anyways?
Well, so to me, it seemed like that Pepe token actually got started with big money mostly. I mean, I think it must have been. I think there must have been major financing behind it. I think, I guess maybe call me a conspiracy theorist or something, but just having had all those major exchange launches so soon after the token launch, it seems like it must have been pre-planned. So to me, it seems like there must be like some kind of like Wizard of Oz behind the scenes calling the shots on making that particular Pepe token big. But we are seeing like a meme token season. You're right. And I think it's like a natural tendency amongst people. And I think a lot of people want to see meme tokens because they're simple and sort of at least on the Ethereum network, they work because sort of there's only a certain number of tokens you can trade. Once you go below that, you're like always going to lose money. So it creates like slippage, and it prevents the tokens from going down in price that quickly, I guess. So I think a lot of people also like the whole 100x fantasy, like people say that people made so much money, and I guess sort of it seems with meme tokens, it just feels like the path to making money is easy, because you can say, oh, okay, I got 10x or whatever.
Yeah, it feels as I'm a little terrified of them because I was in the last meme season, and every one I chased, it was exactly when it died. So I've kind of been staying out of this meme season. You guys are getting rich without me. Call a brother. Any other questions from the audience?
There's a couple of hands up.
Okay. Everybody's unmuted. Let's see.
Hello, guys.
I can't see who's
Hi.
hand up. Gustavo, go for.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. So my question is, Pepe Mints coming soon to the BNB network. My question is, why Pepe Mints choose BNB network? Money meme project with ETH network will be big.
So we couldn't really use Ethereum network for Pepe Mints, this version of Pepe Mints, because of the lobby and the whole stake claiming system. We feel that people would waste a lot of money on gas on this protocol on Ethereum network. And I guess many meme tokens have done well on BNB network as well. So we feel that BNB network is the best network for like a popular token that uses staking and lobby mechanics.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. My question is, why did you choose to have the pre-sale on your platform instead of a third-party platform? Is your pre-sale DApp audited for safety? I get your smart contract is audited.
Smart contract audit. So what I got out of that was smart contract audit. I guess so. We can say yes. We do have an audit from the Ether Authority. Hello.
Yeah, I think he. Well, ask that question again, buddy. Simon, ask that question again.
I think it goes like,
You broke up there.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
My question is, why did you choose to have a pre-sale on your platform instead of a third-party platform?
Do you work for
Is
Binance?
your pre-sale DApp audited for safety? I get your smart contract is audited.
Yeah, I'm unable to understand that.
He said he's asking why you did the pre-sale on your own DApp as opposed to like Pink Sale or something, and and is it audited? The first question is because he did. I think I answered that for you.
Yeah, I mean, we've never really run a pre-sale on an outside platform before, but, that's an interesting idea. We could look into that maybe. I don't really see a reason to, though.
I think he works for Pink Sale, sir.
Oh, okay.
I'm joking.
Yeah, just in general, we prefer to use our own rules for pre-sales, and that's just what we do.
God, all my jokes are like... Okay, so... Any other questions? Vina's fucking with me.
Hello?
Hey.
Yes,
Hello, guys.
Dave Simon.
Yes. So my question is, if I stake 1.2% daily for 150 days, so what will be my total return?
180%.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So we give 1.2% per day for 150 days for staked Pepe Mints. Now that gives you 180% in Pepe Mints over 150 days. That is in Pepe Mints and not, any cash token. So we can't really tell you what it will be worth in other tokens.
Any other questions? Please, no silly questions. Ask the man something good. So, what's next then, my friend? After this, what's next?
So then after this, the dev team is going to go into the final preparations to launch Janus Dex. And then we will then have like a core DEX platform that we can launch on all chains. And we'll also be running sort of our other projects from that point on through our launch pads, which, we'll have a DEX launch pad and we'll launch other projects through that. Like we are thinking about an Ark fork, which we could launch off of the Janus launch pad.
You mentioned that. I'm dying to see what you've changed with Ark, because I know it's going to be crazy.
Well, I guess so. One of the things, just as a preview, like one of the things that we are doing is we're reducing like the overpowered nature of the NFTs, because the NFTs, I guess, having them can increase your sort of withdrawal to compound ratio to a very high degree. And I guess we don't want that. So we'll probably just have Farmerland NFTs give you a small boost. And then beyond that, users get treated more equally.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're gonna use existing. I like that. You're building around the existing ecosystem. You're not gonna launch something else.
Yeah, we're not launching another set of NFTs. We're just gonna use Farmerland NFTs until they sell out.
That's badass. Can you give me an update on those? How many are left? How much are they now? Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that too much, but so if we go to the map and then the barn, we can see these are the set sizes, these are the amount minted, and then these are the prices. So you need wheat plus ether to mint them, and then minotaurs, you burn 9 other NFTs to mint. So our NFTs are actually quite deflationary because minotaurs have the most power. So these basically get minted to get burned for minotaur mints. But anyway, so just to keep it on the current day's thing, PepeMints.vip/presale. It's going on for another 1 day and 2 hours. Hard cap is 250 BNB overflow method. Get there now.
Can't get Christian Slater out of my mind when I'm talking to you, man. That's all I can picture. It's Christian Slater talking to me. The way your inflections are just so spot on. Anyways, I digress. So this Pepe Mints, I think this is gonna be, not that you people care what I think, but I think this is gonna be pretty awesome. It looks like everybody talks about first mover advantages and stuff like that, you know, but I think you're turning that on its head. You're saying, go ahead and go first. Let me see what you could do. I'm going to do even fucking better. So I like that approach, sir. That was a compliment. I hope you know.
Thanks.
It really was. That's all I have. I run out of questions. You answered. I legit actually, this shit was complicated, so I actually read it last night.
Okay, so
and I came up with
my
questions,
question is,
and then you answered them. Go ahead.
I want to ask about.
Go ahead.
Well,
Can I ask my question?
Yes.
We didn't really get the question.
So
Another one, yes.
my question is, I want to ask about security and marketing. Have you implemented to maintain security against hacker attacks? What form of advertising do you use to reach more of your projects?
Right. Yeah, so we have run lots of different advertising in the past. Can we mute him? He's sending back an echo. Oh, okay, cool. So we have run lots of different types of marketing in the past. We've done things like banner ads all the way up to like Polygon scan type sites. We've done sort of things like RugDoc, KYC, and Paladin audits back when those were marketing. We've also done lots of different banner ads more recently. Like with Farmerland, we did play to earn and Polygon scan banner ads. We also do lots of like AMAs, YouTube videos, and outreach. We also have like a grassroots, I guess, marketing team. So if anybody wants to be a shiller, like a professional shiller, please join our socials and contact the Metaverse Guide on Telegram. And we have a group of like professional shillers who gets paid to shill our project. So if you've seen us being talked about in any other Telegram groups, etc., even maybe on a subtle way, that might have been us. But then, so as far as protection against hackers, we have an audit. So the audit has pretty much reassured us against that type of thing happening. we got a score of almost perfect on our audit, and we had only very low severity informational type issue. The all high medium, we didn't have any high, medium, or low severity issues. There we go. We had one low severity issue we fixed. So we don't think our contract is insecure. As far as, front end hacking, we don't really think that's possible either.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Insecure. I like that.
I mean, I definitely hope that we don't have any bugs. We also have an in-house testing that we also have lots of in-house testing that we do. So we don't just throw contracts up. We have everything up to professional test engineers who we've hired to test out our contracts.
Perfect. Before I forget, sir, let me do it now. I'm gonna open up a topic for. That's just something I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna open up a topic in the room, and it's gonna be for Pepe Mints. I think I sent you that thing earlier.
Oh yeah, great.
So basically, I'd love it if you would use this to come back and send us updates. Whatever is new, just send it over. You don't even have to ask.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
You're already the boss there.
I think I'll need to be admin because my account has gotten reported too much. But yeah, we can work that out.
Yeah. So I'll fix it now. Any other questions, guys? I know you have another AMA soon, sir. So if you have to pee again, let us know. We can go from there.
We could.
I have a question.
Okay, and this is who's speaking? Night Fury. Go ahead.
May I know the listing plans of PepeMints token?
The listing plans of PepeMints token. So we're going to be on PancakeSwap, and then sort of, I guess, if we really succeed, we could also do CEX listings, centralized exchange listings. Also, if we launch a DEX on BNB network, we will have a farm there for it. So those are the listing plans.
Okay.
Okay.
You're admin, sir. You're admin, so
Hello,
you'll be able to
guys.
send it anytime, sir.
Hello.
Hi.
Can I ask my question now?
Yeah.
Okay. My question: everyday money project are launching and they promise growth, but after some time they just vanish away. So how you will sustain yourself in this very competitive environment of cryptocurrency? Thank you.
Yeah, so one thing that we do to sustain ourselves is the passive income generation, which, we have lately been making like 3% a week in our best botting methods. So, but also, we will continue bringing in new project utility. Like if we bring in a new farm through Janus, that will be new project utility. And most teams don't really bring in new project utility; they just abandon. But we keep on giving, things like swaps, like other people who want to participate in PepeMints from our other projects get a swap. So yeah. Anyway, anybody who wants to participate, PepeMints.vip/presale. It's gonna be available for the next 1 day and 2 hours. So come on over.
And just for my edification, what's that right now?
Okay, sir.
Oh,
And when can dApps be used?
Huh? What?
Not really sure.
Okay. Any other questions? Do you still want to take any other questions?
My voice is really low.
DNA?
Hi.
What's up? DNA, did you have a question?
Oh, I could barely hear you, bro. Oh, that's all I was saying.
Oh, me? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Because you were really quiet earlier.
Yeah, they always tell me that.
Yeah. All right. Just making sure.
did you want to take any more questions, sir? I've
Yeah,
got as far as
we could
go ahead. Sorry.
we could take one or two more and then call it. Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay. Guys, the floor is yours. You have a couple more. He'll take a couple more questions. Anyone? Bueller?
Well, that's fine.
So we're trying to take over the world. Janice, I'm super curious what you have cooking for that one. I don't know if you saw recently, but CZ tweeted that we need more dexes. He was like, and I think a lot of people will hear that and be like, oh no, not another dex, because everybody's launching a dex, but there is nobody that's really comparable that much to the pancake swap, the uniswaps. The kings are the kings, and I think what he was trying to say is he wants more dexes on that level. He doesn't want the 1,000 pancake swap clones that there are. He's saying he wishes somebody would build something that could actually compete with these people. And he was probably talking about you, huh?
Probably, but yeah, no, I agree that sort of the Dex landscape has gotten very stale. There has been no unification between the Uniswap v2 and v3 code bases. The Uniswap v3 code base with its concentrated liquidity stuff is very confusing for users, inconvenient, and the whole basing liquidity on NFTs is confusing and people don't like it. Developers don't like it. And sort of what we're trying to do in a version of Janus that's coming soon is sort of merge the V2 and V3 code bases so that V2 commands can be used to create like a V3 implementation with its other features. And so I agree with CZ, actually. I think the DEX environment has gotten very stale. Like the new pancake swap is just V2 and V3 running side by side with a bunch of complicated controls on it. Nobody likes it. And DEXs have gotten worse. They've gotten less simple, less easy to use. And yeah, I agree with CZ. I think we need some new, better DEXs. And we're going to try to provide one.
I like it. I'm looking forward to that. And you can't give me any timeline on that as of yet, right?
We were supposed to get the audit report back 10 days ago. So we are there. I guess they're still working on it, and that's fine because I guess they might be running some extra checks. And so that will definitely be the next thing we release.
And based on what you've done in the past, I'm guessing there's not going to be a private presale or anything for that. It'll just be the public presale like usual.
We will let you know. But it's going to use a community fair launch formula, and so the tokens will be emitted over a certain amount of time, and it will end up as 3x pre-sale price as the liquidity for launch.
Ooh, okay. You did spoil something. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, take my damn money. Take my money. Well, I want to thank you again for coming here, sir. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming out here and explaining everything to me, my community. You're very patient. Thank you very much. I can tell that my God, man, you overthink. Do you take days off? Do you have? Sorry apart from the tangent. I'm asking for reals.
Hopefully sometime soon.
What's your schedule like? What's your schedule like? When's the last time you unwound? When was the last time you did anything for yourself? I know that's a personal question, but I want to know.
Well, I do have a wife and 4-year-old kid, so I mean we do we do spend time together, etc. But yeah, I mean we do work a lot. I guess maybe someday I'll take a day off. Not now.
You sleep when you're dead kind of mentality.
Yeah. Like anyway, but yeah, PepeMints.vip/presale. Yeah.
Links are in the room. Please come
And
back and
yeah.
update us. You have your topic there. Please forward everything. I look forward to speaking to you again, and thank you again.
But yeah,
as
sounds good.
as far as the giveaway is concerned, I'll be posting it in the room. I've already chosen a bunch of people, so stick around.
Okay,
Not you.
sounds good. All right.
Have a great day, sir.